Welcome back to Don't Make Me Tap Again. I am your host, Angie Grant, and today I want to talk about what actually gets in the way of being present with our kids. When I look back at my parenting journey when my kids were younger, when behaviors were so ridiculously hard in my home, at school, all the things, right? When I look back, and I think about why was my relationship so hard with my son? Then I would have said it was because of his behaviors. That was easy, right? It's easy to say it's hard to connect with our kiddos when their behaviors are so tricky. But now understanding human design, understanding the power that we have over our own thoughts, feelings, and actions, I look at it so differently. And so there's a concept that I want to share with you today because, well, one, as I've reflected on my parenting journey, I think this is the number one thing that got in the way of me being present with my son. And two, it's the energy that we're in right now. So we're all experiencing today's current energy. It actually started on January 11th. I'm recording this on January the 12th, but nonetheless, we're all experiencing this energy for the next couple of days. And even if the time has passed, we're out, the sun has moved out of this energy, it's still part of all of our design. This isn't a gate activation that I have in my design, yet I very much felt that energy. And perhaps it's part of my son's energy or somebody else in my home. I didn't actually dig into that before recording here today, and that's okay. But okay, so gate 61, it's the gate that we're in right now. And through traditional human design, it's called the gate of psychosis, which when you hear that, it's like, oh, wait, I'm not psychotic, right? But the idea is that we can get so wrapped up in what our mind is thinking that we're not actually being present. We're not being present at all because we're so worried and stuck in this loop in our head, trying to figure things out, trying to um, desperately seek answers for things that we may not know the answer to. And actually, the solution to finding those answers might be in letting go and just being present. Think about that for a second. If you're stuck in a vicious loop of feeling frustrated, feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious, just anticipating the next behavior with your kiddo, anticipating the next conflict with your co-parent, anticipating the next, I don't know, situation at work, whatever it might be, perhaps it's that anticipation, that psychosis, as traditional human design would put it, that's actually getting in the way of being present. And it might actually be the key to unlocking and creating peace. Isn't that bizarre, right? So this is what I want to tap on today is this energy that gate 61 clarifies for us. Through quantum human design, gate 61 is called the gate of wonder. Imagine the difference between those two things when we're stuck in our own loop of worrying about what might be about that next behavior. I think back to sitting down and playing board games with my family. And I would find it so hard to be present for both of my kids and for myself because I was so worried and anticipating when is this going to go south? What is going to be the thing that sets him off that's going to ruin the game, ruin the fun for my daughter. I was already leaping ahead to anticipating that she was going to feel so slighted that yet another family game was ended because of her brother's behaviors. And so instead of being present for him and for her, I was anticipating the worst. I was stuck in this psychosis. So we're going to tap on this and see what comes up for us. But before, as always, before we go through this tapping sequence, I really want you to check in with yourself. So through EFT tapping, we use something called a SUD scale. It's SUD stands for subjective units of discomfort. And so with the SUD scale, we think about on a score of 0 to 10, that a 10 being like a big problem, something that's overwhelming, and the discomfort level is high. And a score of 0 or 1, sometimes I say 1, but a score of 1 or 0, that you're at peace, that discomfort is gone. So, when you think about that concept of being able to be present with your kids versus that being stuck in that loop of worry, I'd love to hear, or I'd love for you to assess for yourself, what's your SUD score right now? Is it big? Is it a big problem? Is there a lot of discomfort, distress, anxiety, overwhelm, all of the things related to it? Or are you at peace with this concept? If you're at peace with it, I still encourage you to tap along because sometimes when we think that we're fine with something and we start tapping on it, oh my goodness, just our body shows us that perhaps we were suppressing or holding so tightly to our issues related to that thing that when we go through tapping, our body lets us know that it's something we're working on. I actually had this happen for me the other day. I was following along with a mentor of mine as she was tapping on our money mindset and how scarcity can get in the way. And I thought, I don't really feel like this is a big deal for me, but I'm going to tap along anyways. Oh my gosh, I could not stop yawning, which was my body telling me that what we were doing was exactly what I needed. And I was clearly holding on to stories in my body related to scarcity. So tap along. I encourage you to, right? You're here, you're hanging out with me. I encourage you to tap along because it only works if you do it. It doesn't work. Tapping doesn't work if you just watch. So I encourage you to tap along, find a quiet space, get your feet planted on the floor. All right. So here we go. So for today, I want to tap on, all right, here we go. All you have to do is follow along with my tapping and we'll see what comes up. So even though I sometimes struggle to be present with my kids because I'm so worried about the next problem, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes struggle to be present with my kids because I'm so worried about the next big problem, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes struggle to be present with my kids because I'm so worried about the next big problem, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, take a deep breath. Top of the head. I struggle to be present. I worry about the next big problem. I struggle to be present. Always anticipating problems. I struggle to be present. I waste my time on worrying. I struggle to be present. I struggle to be present. Take a deep breath. We're going to tap again. We're not going to tap on our karate chop point. We're going to keep tapping as we notice some of the patterns that come up as it relates to being present. I'm waiting for behaviors. I'm not engaging in play. I'm not noticing the good things. I'm only noticing the bad. I'm not being present. And I'm not showing up for my kids. I'm not being present because I'm worrying. Take another deep breath. Now that we've gone through those two sequences, we're going to tap on one final EFT sequence. We're going to do something called a choice point, which is where we install new beliefs. We talk about where we were before, but we're going to install some new beliefs and see if this helps to shift some energy for you. So here we go. Even though in the past, I wasn't being present for my kids, I now choose to be present with wonder, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though in the past, I wasn't being present for my kids, I now choose to be present and show up with wonder, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though in the past, I wasn't really being present for my kids, I now choose to be present and show up with wonder, and I deeply and completely love, and accept myself. Stop tapping. Top of the head. I can be present. I can have wonder for my kids. I can notice the good things. I can let go of my worries. I have wonder for my kids. I love being with them. I can be present and let go my worries. Take another deep breath. So now is a great time to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? When you think about that idea of being present for your kiddos, what came up for you? Did any thoughts or any physical sensations show up in your body? For some of us, like I said, oh my goodness, that was a real yawn. So for some of us, when we hit on those right concepts, we yawn. That's definitely how I know that I've got to the right setup phrases for myself is that I can't stop yawning. And clearly, I still have some work to do on being present for my kids. My kids are adults now, but I focus on being present and noticing these things, but my body's telling me I still have a little bit more work to do, and that's okay. That's the idea, right? Is when I'm beating myself up for not being present, that's when I'm not being present, right? So it's this idea of wonder, tapping into the energy of gate 61 and tapping using EFT to let go of that negative energy that's keeping you stuck in that loop, that mental loop of worry and anxiety and fear and all of the things. This is the power of EFT. So when you're ready for some personalized support, I do offer one-on-one sessions, and I'd love to see you here for the next tapping session as well. So that's all. We will tap soon.